favorite segment of the week, the bargain bin.
Yes.
So this week, again, Epic Game Store has been doing their 15 days of free games. It's almost exactly followed what that list that I said last week. So I actually panicked because I thought I forgot to get one of the games. I've never missed a game since they started doing this, apart from Shadow Complex, which I was bummed about. But I already had Inside, so crisis averted. Just a reminder that they do have their free $15 coupons for games that are $22.99 and above until the 7th of Jan. So there's like heaps of good games on there. You can get the new Squadron game that I gave you, Mike, for I don't know, like $18 or something like that. So
like that. Ridiculously cheap, yeah.
Yeah, no, so it's really good. So jump on there. There's heaps of deals on the Epic Game Store, Steam as well.
I think was worth noting as well. That came out to like $19 or something.
Yeah, that's a good shout out. And just on the Switch, some of our highlights. There's lots of sales on all the systems. So if there's a particular game you're after, I'd be jumping online and just checking it out. But some of the highlights for us, Octopath Traveler, that was 50% off at the moment. So that's about $45 Australian until the 5th of Jan. Rivals of Ether. So that's the first sale it's had on the Switch. So it's like $30 now. That's to the 5th of Jan. I put that in there to try to encourage Swinny to buy that game so that I can play him, but he won't.
Well, we don't even play Smash Brothers enough, so.
By the way, we've played like literally hundreds of hours of that game. Ease 8, is it? What was that, Swinny?
So I'll just put this in there just to make you pronounce it, hopefully.
I said it right, didn't I?
No, the whole thing. I was waiting for you to say the whole thing.
Is 8?
Lacrimosa of DANA.
Who knows? The yeast games are just weird.
You don't know either. Okay,
know.
So that's 60% off. It's about $36 Australian until the 10th of Jan.
It looks pretty good, honestly. That game looks really good.
Ease 8.
It looks really good, yeah. So
yeah, I thought you'd be really into Ease. Aren't they on Xbox?
Only Ease Origin. That's the game, and that came out. That game is like that's really old. That game, and it only came out a couple of years ago. So none of the other Ease games are.
Interesting, because that's really well regarded. Like there's a few content creators that I follow that are really into RPGs.
Yeah,
and they always rave on about it.
I can't get into the old ones. I find them really too archaic, but the newer ones are cool. So,
and then is it Cluster Truck 75% off? Is this just a joke one or?
Cluster Truck's a fun game. It's
okay.
Yeah, Cluster Truck has a really good streaming capabilities, like streaming interactive capabilities when you're playing on PC. The Switch version, though, obviously doesn't have any of that stuff, but it's still a fun game. And according to the run sheet, it's 75% off.
Yeah. Ooh, an extra percent.
Wait, is that 75% off 75%?
No, it's 75%.
And one thing that we didn't have in the run sheet, but
typo, Mike.
Oh, jeez. I thought it was called Death Squared. Is that the right name of it?
Yeah, Death Squared's like a $1 something, really cheap.
Yeah.
Just wait, Mike. So that's like $1.50 from memory, and that's a Sydney actually, but Australian developed game. And it's funny to say this in the current COVID times, but that game genuinely, like when you are playing it with someone in the room, it's up there as one of the funnest games I've played with couch co-op. It's just like it's pretty frantic. It's really flying under the radar, which is unfortunate because it's an Australian game. But yeah, I'd highly encourage people to buy that game if you do play any couch co-op.
Yeah, I'm gonna get that. Play it with my wifey girlfriend. I just want to give a shout out. I just want to also mention that Transistor and Bastion are on heavy discount. I forget how much, but they're like $3 each or something.
Now, if only there was something called a run sheet where we could put this stuff in there.
I know,
really great.
I thought we were going to put it in, and then I didn't realize I should just put it in myself. So that's where I think that would be perfect. I haven't played. I bought them because I played them on PC, but I thought, man, they would be just so good to play on the Switch.
And they're Supergiant games, right?
Yeah, same
makers of Hades.
Yeah. So I think it's worth grabbing those for cheap.
And back to
is Pyre on Switch? I don't think Pyre's on Switch yet, is it?
Haven't seen it.
Pyre's the game they put out before Hades.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
I don't think so.
Hmm.
Ooh,
Alright.
not sure. So back to the run sheet. PlayStation, again, huge sale. Same as Steam, same as Xbox, same as Switch, same as Epic. But the one thing I did want to shout out was that, and it annoys me because I'd already bought this game, but The Last of Us Part 2 is now $20
That's
on
great.
Amazon in Australia and then also at Big W. So that is just nuts. If you don't have that game, just get it. It's $20. It's so cheap.
And if you want
Xbox Swing?
who doesn't like all the controversy and stuff, just play the first half of the game. You'll be fine.
Right, we'll get to that. That's also something we'll be mentioning in our Big Year in Awards. So for Xbox, the countdown sale is still on until the end of the year. So Xbox Game Pass Ultimate is also 30% off at EB Games, so that's about $34 Australian. And we had an announcement for the January Games with Gold, which is actually probably the best month in a long time. So we have Little Nightmares, which is an Xbox One game. That's available from 1st of Jan till 31st of Jan. Dead Rising, so specifically the actual Xbox One remastered version, is available from 16th of Jan to 15th of Feb. King of Fighters 13 is a 360 game, available from 1st of Jan to 15th of Jan. And Breakdown, which is an original Xbox game, is available from 16th of Jan to 31st of Jan. And just one quick PSA, while this was known about, just a reminder that Battleborn, everyone's favorite Gearbox MOBA action hobby grade shooter game, or whatever they called it, the server's shutting down on the 25th of January.
Oh no.
Rip.
Rip.
All right. Well, yeah, like this has been one of the craziest times for bargains. So very, very good time to buy any games, especially if you want to add to your backlog, which is ever growing and ever increasing. All right. I just want to jump into a quick segment.